The Queen's Speech is where the monarch reads out the government's new laws and policies, but says it in the words of the government, so allow me to translate.
Her Majesty's government's priority is to grow and strengthen the economy,
which is why the UK is set for the slowest growth of any G7 country,
and help ease the cost of living for families.
By taxing working people and cutting universal credit,
Her Majesty's government will level up opportunity in all parts of the country.
A pound spent in Croydon is far more value to the country from strict utilitarian calculus than a pound spent in Strathclyde.
Her Majesty's ministers will continue to support the police to make the streets safer.
Unless you're black, of course, because the Home Office itself says that the new policing law will discriminate against black people, and the Parliament's Human Rights Committee says it violates our right to protest by letting police fine people for shouting.
Her Majesty's government will play a leading role in defending democracy and freedom across the world.
The only other country in Europe that uses our first-past-the-post voting system is Belarus, also known as Europe's last dictatorship, and the Tories just voted to extend first-past-the-post to mayoral elections.
This will be underpinned by a responsible approach to the public finances. Public sector procurement will be simplified to provide new opportunities for small businesses.
We just wrote off £13 billion of wasted taxpayer money on COVID contracts after Transparency International found that 99% of the contracts were awarded without any competition process to make sure those companies could actually do the job. So we'll be simplifying procurement rules to make sure that even more public money ends up with our Tory mates,
while reforming and cutting taxes.
UK households have the highest tax burden since the Second World War.
This will build on the success of the COP26 summit in Glasgow last year.
The Tory minister in charge of that summit literally cried because of the failure to set binding climate targets.
Her Majesty's government will continue to seize the opportunities of the United Kingdom's departure from the European Union to support economic growth.
The Office of Budgetary Responsibility, a branch of government, says Brexit has cut the UK's long-term growth by 4%, twice as much as the goddamn pandemic.
Her Majesty's government will continue to champion international trade.
Half of UK export businesses either reducing or stopping trade to the EU altogether really makes us champions of international trade.
Legislation will unlock the potential of new technologies to promote sustainable and efficient farming and food production.
Because when I think sustainable and efficient food production, I think burning 40,000 pigs due to a lack of EU butchers.
Her Majesty's ministers will take action to prevent dangerous and illegal channel crossings.
Because illegal migration is wrong. That's why we're breaking international law to send refugees to Rwanda.
Measures will be introduced to support the security services and help them protect the United Kingdom.
We'll be sending people to jail if they catch us breaking the law. Can't have any more parties leaking.
The continued success and integrity of the whole of the United Kingdom is of paramount importance to Her Majesty's government, including the internal economic bonds between all of its parts.
That's why we put a border down the Irish Sea via Brexit and have spent the last 5 years telling Scotland to go fuck itself.
Her Majesty's government will prioritise support for the Belfast Good Friday Agreement,
despite recently admitting that Brexit,
the Northern Irish Protocol, which I believe is undermining the balance of the Good Friday Agreement.
Her Majesty's ministers will restore the balance of power between the legislature and the courts by introducing a Bill of Rights,
which will be led by our Justice Secretary. I'll let him introduce himself.
My name is Dominic Raab, and I'm a Tory. I don't support the Human Rights Act, and I don't believe in economic and social rights.
Legislation will prevent public bodies engaging in boycotts that undermine community cohesion.
Because banning university students from boycotting racists will really bring everyone together.